Hello. I said I would make more videos in the vein of this science. Well, I won't be copying them anymore, but the videos will share a similar style. Just talking science and applying it to video games, but this time, no letter and no classical music. Normal garbage mammal stuff. What's today's topic? It's one of my favorite games, The Binding of Isaac. The DLC Repentance came out a couple days ago, which makes sense as it is Easter weekend. Happy Easter, by the way. Now, The Binding of Isaac is a whimsical game full of fun and fantasy. What could I possibly be talking about? Well, I'll tell you. Force. You see, the main weapon used in the game is Isaac's tears, so I want to know just how godlike Isaac truly is, and by proxy, the monsters who hit him. Now, how could I approach this? It's quite simple. I need to find the speed at which Isaac's tears are flying, and the size of the tears themselves. But first, as with the last video, I need a ruler. My ruler this time is Mom's knife. It is important that I use an item that is in the real world, not the pickup world. You see, Isaac is weird. Proportions don't really work unless an item is out in the real world. Items in your inventory and on item pedestals have weird and unhelpful proportions. The knife is in the real world, and knives can be used as an accurate ruler. Knives, for the most part, are standardized. This is obviously a chef's knife, which, unless Mom has an industrial-grade knife lying around, has a blade length of 8 to 10 inches. Let's go with 9 inches, but if the numbers don't add up later, we can fiddle around with the range. Now we measure the pixels. The knife clocks in at 42 pixels long. If we're using 9 inches that we estimated earlier, that means that each pixel is 1/5 of an inch. That also means that Isaac is only 15 inches tall, which is below the height range for newborn babies. This may seem like I got the number wrong, but just look at this. The poop is taller than Isaac is. Mom's foot is massive in comparison. I think this is an accurate measurement, and Isaac is just very, very small. Okay, well now what? Let's do some basic math. The room shown in this video is exactly 23 feet and 4 inches long. A tear can travel nearly 13 feet in 1 second or 165 inches per second. Tears in Isaac are 3 inches tall, a stark contrast to the 18 millimeters in real life. That means the mass of a real-life tear is 0.0025510 grams. Great! Now we divide the Isaac height of tears by the real height of tears to get the multiplier of tear height in Isaac, which comes out to 4.5 times. Using this multiplier, we will multiply the mass of a normal tear to get the mass of Isaac tears. All of our work thus far was to get this one number, 0.01166 grams of mass per each Isaac tear. Now we plug the numbers that we have into the dynamic impact force formula. Doing this, we get 159 joules of energy. To put that into perspective, a baseball traveling 100 miles per hour outputs just a little more than 160 joules of kinetic energy. So imagine Isaac beating the naked children in Mom's basement every time he gets sad. That's enough energy to exert 1,407 psi, or inches per pound of force, on the body that he is hitting. It only takes 1,700 psi to break the femur in half, so you'd best believe that Isaac is snapping arms, legs, and shoulder bones like twigs. If a normal person got hit with this in the head, game over. It takes 800 psi to knock out a professional athlete, but a normal person? You're looking at like 500 to 700 psi to just knock them out. But it's way more than that, so guess what would happen? The brain inside of their skull would be smashed into mush as it bounced around the now shattered and split skull, instantly killing whoever had the misfortune of being in Isaac's way. And this is only when the shot speed is at the base level of 1. Shot speed can go up to as high as 1.4 times, which would increase PSI to 2,700 PSI. That would easily break the femur, and that brain mush from before just became creamy, not chunky. Peanut butter would be used as a suitable measurement for the brain matter in your broken skull. This is all without even mentioning the fact that not only does Isaac shoot multiple of these 100 mile per hour baseball tears per second, but the monsters in the basement take multiple to go down. It's no wonder that they explode into blood when you kill them. You're pulverizing them. They would be better off in the range of a nuclear blast's shockwave than being hit by one of your tears. They could get hit by 3 nuclear blasts, and they'd probably be better off. For the love of God, somebody help this child. But whatever you do, do not provoke him. He is way stronger than you could possibly imagine.